So what do you need to know about Veilguard if you know nothing about Dragon Age? Let's get into it. I'm using screenshots just from the release date trailer. I'm going to go through it to give you a little bit of context that you might be missing. We're starting the game in a place known as Minrathous, which is in Tevinter, which is an empire that was built on the ruins of the Elven Empire, which was much further ahead in its technology, hence the floating buildings. There we meet Varric. Varric has been sent by the Inquisition, which was the group that you played as in the previous game, to try and stop someone called Solus from doing a ritual that could end the world. But as Solus was very close to the Inquisition, they want new people to help them out stopping her. To Rook, our brand new shiny protagonist that has no idea what's going on either, so you will probably learn what's happening during the game, but this person has been recruited by Varric to help stop Solus. This is Solus. Solus was one of the companions in the previous games, and it turned out that he is actually the elven god Fen'Harel, which is known as being the god of lies, of treachery, or more accurately a god of rebellion, and he is a romance option, and he breaks up with Llewellyn the Inquisitor because of his duty to his people, and more important than the love that he has for the Inquisitor, and that is still unresolved, and so there's a lot of Solar Vellans very excited about that, and he is trying to tear down something known as the Veil. Now, the Veil was a construct that he created in order to trap someone known as the Everneris, who were trying to enslave the world. But this veil cuts off all elves from immortality, and it traps spirits on the other side of the veil, and he cares a lot about spirits. However, messing with the veil releases demons, which are insane spirits that have been corrupted from their purpose and end up hurting people. So Varric and the Inquisition want to stop him from hurting people by releasing all these spirits. In order to save lives, Rook is trying to stop this ritual while Varric is talking to Solus, and he knocks over some scaffolding which disturbs the entire ritual. Oh no, Solus didn't tell us what he was actually doing, and instead of doing the ritual to tear down the veil, he was actually moving the prison that the elven gods were trapped in. So Elganon and Gillanine are now released, which is not good. Elganon is like the All-Father. Think Odin. He is known as being very vengeful and had a lot of slaves that he did not treat particularly well. Then we have Gillanine. Gillanine is known as the mother of monsters. She used to experiment on her people and presents all the tentacles. Now Solus is trapped on the other side of the veil in the prison that he originally made for the gods, which is quite ironic and is usually what happens to Solus. The plan that he has just always goes wrong. Solus describes these elven gods as also being blighted. The blight is a type of disease or corruption that can spread among the land. It can also spread within people. It can turn them into something known as ghouls, and it is also connected to Darkspawn, which are these monsters that go across the land, killing everything, and normally controlled by archdemons. Archdemons are kind of dragons that have been tainted by this blight and can only be killed by something known as a Grey Warden. So Grey Wardens are a group of kind of defenders that actually taint themselves in order to be able to stop and kill archdemons, because if a Grey Warden doesn't kill an archdemon, its spirit can go into another Darkspawn and come back. So it has to be a Grey Warden that kills the archdemons to stop these blights. Grey Wardens are also associated with griffins, which is why it's really exciting to have Asan, as griffins were once extinct and now they're starting to come back. But to stop these blighted elven gods, we're going to move into Solus's house, use his technology in order to travel through the world very quickly and try and stop them. These mirrors are known as illuvians. They allow for very fast travel to a place known as the Crossroads. The Crossroads is a place that's also in between the kind of fade and not fade. And it seems that with the veil being weaker, that a lot of magic is coming back. We see elven technology coming back to life. And dwarves who can't usually cast magic have started to cast magic, and we're not sure why yet. The other thing that you might need to know is this character called Morrigan. So Morrigan has been in the game since 2009 in Dragon Age Origins. She was a companion, and she has her mother, Flemeth. Now, she's wearing this really interesting headpiece, which is what her mother used to wear, and her mother was possessed by a spirit of Mythal, which is another elven god. Now, she was killed by the other elven gods that Solus locked up. So there's interesting dynamic that we don't know about between Mythal, Morrigan, Solus, the other Everneris, but she's been around this entire time, and I don't trust Mythal, but I love Morrigan. So there's that. I don't know how to add this without just slotting it in at the end, but this is pretty much everything we know up to this point. Any more questions, leave them as comments. I'm sure I missed things, but this is the basics.